Hello, good evening and thank you for joining us. My name's Pete and welcome to Hlspwns World. Yes, as you can see just behind us we have Assetto Corsa Competizione version 1.12. But to be pretty honest, you've probably watched all the other sim racers videos, are up to speed and know that we now have the 2019 season. For myself, I've been pretty much late, very late to the party, and I have only recently just got into this. Once again, I've picked up the Audi R8 LMS Evo, the 2019 car for this year, as I was really comfortable with it racing or playing in the 2018 season. Now, new with this update, we have the Zandvoort track. I do apologise for murdering that name, but it is what it is. So I was completely new to this track, believe it or not. Yes, I am a very casual sim racer, and I'd heard the name many times, realised there is a very famous circuit. I realised it's been in the press very recently that I think it's going to be looked at as an F1 track next year, and I was absolutely intrigued to get out, very inquisitive to race at it. So I know it's, as I said, a very famous circuit. So how did I fare on this Zandvoort track? Well, the idea of this video is to not only see how I can get on at Zandvoort, but also to see how the VR has improved in ACC. Now, as you can see at the minute, we do have the 2D replay, and it was pushing my processor, an RTX 2080 Ti, to the limits, because I'm running this at 4K, and I do believe I could really be doing with a processor upgrade. And as you may have heard, the AMD 3950X is due for release on the 25th of November, and hopefully, depending on funds, I should be looking towards that upgrade as now or the very near future. Now, I've mentioned the VR, and I'm always going to champion VR because it's so much more immersive than racing on a 2D screen, and you really do get to learn the track so much quicker than if you're on a 2D screen, because you get to find the elevation changes, the camber, you get a real feel for the circuit. You can also see so much deeper into the corners, and not only that, you are actually in the car, feeling the car. So if you've not picked up VR yet, honestly, you are really missing out. And with that segue, we're already into the VR lap now. As I'm new to the Zandvoort circuit, I want to take you round. So we're just turning into the right-hander, balancing on the throttle now, putting down as much power to the ground as we can. Just at that apex, we're going to hit the brakes, turning in slightly, just as we clip in that apex. Now, this is a second-hand left-hander. It's very tight. We got to wait to get on the throttle, and now we're on the throttle. It's a full power acceleration down the hill. As we take the left-hander, we start climbing back uphill. This is really one of the fastest parts of the circuit, and this part you have to get perfectly right. Just balance it round the high-speed corner. Coming down, then we're going to be hard onto the brakes, down to second, clipping the apex. Now this corner runs out really wide. You want to get in as deep as possible, down to second. Hitting that apex dead on's not essential, I don't think. Again, we're braking, and we want to come in later on this corner, clipping out. Now we get the power down, and we get chance to accelerate as we go slightly uphill. And just as we crest over the top, we're looking for the apex now. We want to be braking dead straight in a line. Second gear, left, right, left. And now we accelerate hard down. We're going to hit probably about third, fourth gear, maybe third. You really need to thread it in between the two corners here. Now, we can't accelerate at full power just yet, just around the apex. I was a little bit wide on that corner, and we're flat out across the line, and this was my quali lap, and I pulled a 140.404 to qualify in 5th position for the race. So here we are for the start of the race. I'm just going to give some light commentary and continue to say my thoughts on the VR in ACC to see if it's improved or not. So here we are moving off on the line in formation for the rolling start of the race. Now, rolling starts can be difficult. You've got to keep up with the cars ahead, but you've also got to stay in formation. Now, with how the game handles this, if you get too close, it does back you off. So keeping a good distance will tee you up nicely for the start. And saying that, I've just got a little bit close there. So as we get closer and closer to the line, we're looking at the lights at the top. They're currently red and green. It's go, go, go. And the Aston Martin has moved across and got ahead of me, but I'm already gaining on him. Now I'm looking in the inside, he's open. I've dived, I've decided to take, I've got the corner and I've got past him cleanly. I'm now in 4th position. So it's a brilliant place to start the race, but I really need to settle the first lap nerves. I'm really trying to calm everything down at the moment. Still got to keep up with the people in front, keep pace, but I don't want to screw up on the first lap. So at the minute I'm just following the first 3 people in the race, the first 3 of the podium positions. Just behind we've got the Lamborghini in front now, so I'm not going too crazy at the minute. I'm trying to be as cautious as possible, tiptoe around, get round past that first lap, then we can concentrate on settling in. The Aston Martin is all over my rear end at the minute. He keeps looking now, so we're coming up, we're coming up to probably one of the worst corners on the track. If you get this wrong, you are going off across the sand traps. Luckily I've got through there cleanly, still keeping pace with the first 3, so that's good. Everything at the moment is going to plan. Threading through here at the minute. Now you can't get full power just yet, you just have to wait just the apex hits. Now we can flat out accelerate down the straight, and on this, obviously on the straights with the later braking's where we're going to gain some time. So I've gone in too deep here. We're still following the Lamborghini. Now the pack, if we can just see in the mirror at the minute, we're going to view so the front leaders up to myself, we are breaking away a little bit. The pack has a little gap behind us, probably about 1 second, 2 seconds by the looks of the mirror. So I'm still chasing the Lamborghini. We're just coming up to the highest speed part of the circuit. Just as you break the top of this brow, you've got to get your braking and speed right here. I went in a little bit heavy there. I had to make braking adjustment during the corner. Now we're coming down. This corner runs out quite deep. You've got to follow it right down. I've cut in a little bit early there, to be fair, but I've picked up the apex early. Here, this corner, I'm still not 100% sure about my lines in and out. You seem to be able to take a much wider, deeper approach there. Now, the front of the pack, I did have a little mistake there by the look of it. I slightly pulled away, but once again, late braking has brought me back into contention. Now it looks like the front 2 have broke away from the Lamborghini a little bit, and I'm now beginning to feel as though he's beginning to hold me up. So I need to move closer, but he's got good pace and he's getting a good line out the corner. I've got full throttle down now. Run quite wide there, just slightly on the grass. That could have been disastrous, but we've survived and got through it. So I'm still chasing. Now I'm on late on the brake, and I've gone in deep. I'm close. I'm chasing that position down, but not quite close enough to make any manoeuvres. This part of the circuit's very tight. There's going to be no chance of passing here. Now I need to get on the power as early as possible here, and I am keeping pace with the Lamborghini. The leader's pulling out their 2nd place, pulling a good margin ahead now. Now I'm entering the speed here. I've got the braking a bit better there, so I can get all over his chuff. Come on, moving forward. and we are gaining on the Lamborghini. We are making better pace. Now we're braking down into second here. Can we get close enough to make the manoeuvre? Not just yet. So we've got closer now, closer than we've ever been. I really need to try and get on the power. But again, he's keeping pace. He is keeping ahead of us. So we're going to be braking into the hairpin once again. Can I get close on him? Yes, we gain pace here. Go on. Can we get up the inside? No. Left, right. He's got us covered. He's matching our pace. We will just backed off slightly there. Oh, very close, very close.
Car on the right.
We're pressuring him. We put a great deal of pressure on him there, but I've ran out wide and I've lost the advantage. We were a lot close. If I could have took a better line through there, we would have had more chance. But again, I'm late on the late braking. That pushed me out wide slightly, a bit of understeer, but I'm still all over the back of him. With the pace we're making, I'm sure we can get past this Lamborghini in a minute. We just got to keep applying the pressure. Very, very close now, almost touching. I'm all over his rear view mirror, really putting him under pressure in front. We're going to keep going round, fastest part of the circuit. It's awkward here because he can't gain too close. We're just going to keep on. We keep following, running down, and that maybe it looks like a manoeuvre you could get through there, but trying to run up the inside there is probably suicide. Again, I think the place I should say, that we could maybe make our manoeuvre is coming up very shortly. If we can get a better line out of here earlier, power. We're still over the back of him now. The leader has really pulled away, second place, quite some distance behind the leader, and we're still chasing this Lamborghini down. Right, we've got our chance now. Go, 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 go. We've got him. No, he's got the line. He's got the line. We try and cross over and pull back on the inside, but that's not going to happen. In trying to get past him there, we've dropped back somewhat. So it's recovery again. We're just going to have to try and work out our way back to him again. Obviously trying to get past on that corner there, compromise my lines. It's all thoughts were going into the pass, and in those situations you lose your most basic race head and thinking. But we're still pushing. We're pushing hard, pushing deep into that corner. He hasn't got away. We're gaining again, so he's not pulling away from us. And just while we're chasing him down, I've got to say the VR in ACC has definitely improved with this update. It's not as blurry as it used to be. Certainly, the only way, the best analogy I can come up with for the VR in ACC, it's like someone is, oh no, we made a mistake and we've gone off. That's let the Aston Martin through. We're trying to gain our position back, but what's happened? The Porsche's dived up the inside. He's actually crashed into the side of us. I mean, he made a dive and he went for it. He's now got ahead. Man, that is angry. Composure, composure. I've gone in too deep trying to regain the position, and we've punted the back of the Porsche. Luckily, I was very, very much on the brakes as soon as I saw him closing the position down, and we haven't spun him out and he hasn't lost position. But to be fair, I'd say that's payback for him diving down the inside of us. So, oh no. We've now gone from 4th position to 6th position. That's small mistake, and I have lost 2 places. So now it is not quite recovery. We need to see if we can gain any of the positions back. I need now to compose, to try and slow down. Most race drivers say the heart. I'm chasing. I'm now flustered, wound up. I've lost the 2 positions. I'm now overdriving the car. So for future races, I need to learn from this. I need to think that in these situations, composure, slow down, bring everything back, keep calm and just carry on. Racing drivers say that one of the things that they really have to learn is learning to cage that inner beast, using it when most appropriately, but mostly reining it to bringing it back in. If you're less aggressive with the car will be more responsive, you will be more responsive to the car. Now the pack is pulling away from me slightly and I am chasing, and again I've gone way too deep into that corner. I'm flustered, I'm thinking about trying to make that pace back up. I'm thinking that the race has gone, but really I'm still in 6th position. I'm still in a good place. I really need to learn to not lose my head and just relax and just keep doing what I was doing. I'm absolutely sure that if I'd slowed down I could have made up even more pace. But going back to the VR, I was talking earlier, the only way I can explain it, there has been massive improvements. It's certainly nowhere near as blurry as it used to be. It looks a whole lot sharper, but it's almost like having long-sighted vision. When you're in VR, the cockpit, probably, you know, at least 50 meters in front of the car, everything is pin sharp, but just as you edge out that draw distance right into, like, on the edge of your vision is blurry, and as soon as opposition cars get into that area, the detail and clarity completely disappears. And one of the most frustrating things I find about ACC VR is that when I'm making videos for you guys, is that you can't see any of the menus. Now, I've deliberately hid most of the HUD in this race just so it's more exciting. It's as though we're actually sat in the car. You can see where my head's looking. It's as if we're actually racing the race as it would be in real life. But in the intervals, in the sections, you know, when I've finished qualifying, when I've done the bits of the race, or, you know, I'm in between practice and that, I'd like for you guys at home to be able to see all the timings, and the fact that we're still at this part of ACC and we still can't show the menus. You can only see the mirror view of the car. I think it's pretty appalling, really. Whether it's a limitation of the game engine, I don't know, but certainly if anyone from any of the software developers for ACC are watching this, it's something that really needs to go in. At this point in the, you know, in the finishing the race, I'd love to see a pop-up on screen showing position, the lap times, etc., or even when we get back into the pits. Now, obviously, as I've been rabbiting on, the race has finished. I do believe I've finished in 6th position. It's a shame, really, to have one less than I've actually qualified in, but had I not made those mistakes, I think I was on for a good 3rd position if I got past the Lamborghini. To be fair, he was pretty much matching my lap times, but I'm sure if I kept cleaner lines, I could have got past. Now, what I do love about ACC is the fireworks going off at the end of the race, and when I was at Silverstone very recently, last week, towards the end of the race, they were firing fireworks off on the last race as the people had crossed the line, got round the other side of the track. So that does really happen in real life, and it was quite exciting to see. And it was quite funny because my kids thought they'd started the fireworks early, and I had to reassure them that no, it was just to mark the very end of the race. So the race is over. I'm just making my way back to the pits, and blipping it down because we arrived, even taking it slowly with a better pace there. Now, I don't mind that in ACC the car's ghost at this point in time, but what is stupid that you know, the Audi drove through me and I drove through it. It would be nice if the AI could be made to just follow in succession and not drive through each other. Well, this is very much the end of the video, and as I mentioned earlier, this was the point where I am looking at the race standings and timings, but as mentioned, you as the viewer can't see it, which is very, very stupid. Anyway, thank you very much for watching to the end of this video. If you've got here, thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button at the very end of the video coming up. Then put your notification bell on for future videos. Videos are a bit sporadic at the moment, as I've explained in previous videos and mentioned on Twitter. But anyway, I really enjoy these videos. Please spread the word. I'm trying to obviously grow the channel. I've got so many different genres and videos and games to cover coming up. Thank you for being aboard. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Peace out.